Hello everyone, welcome to Step One Finance. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, if you could do that, hit that notification bell so you know when I post videos. Leave comments in the comments section below and give me a thumbs up if you guys like the video. Everything you guys do helps the algorithm and helps other people view my channel. Today, credit cards, let's get right to it. I believe they're bad and I believe they're good. This is where I definitely differ from Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey is no, they're horrible. Guys, the credit card itself did not get you in debt. You not being educated got yourself in debt. You not knowing how to manage money got yourself in debt. For the whole process that we were getting, that we paid off that $100,000 I talk about all the time, we used zero credit cards. We didn't have any in our wallet. We had our debit card, but a lot of times we used cash, which I did believe in Dave Ramsey on that. Just having cash in your hand makes you think differently whenever you spend your money. But guys, I preach on this channel about being educated because I don't think we're going to have a choice but to be using these in the future. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. But guys, if you're in debt, like I said, you shouldn't even be thinking of using a credit card. They shouldn't be in your wallet because you're on a budget. You're always going to be on a budget, but you're on a tight budget because the only thing that you're focusing on is paying off debts. And if you have that credit card in your wallet, it's not a good thing because if you're still deep in debt, that means you're still very uneducated. I preach all the time, read books, educate yourself, watch YouTube channels, and start looking at money differently. Until you look at money differently, you will always put yourself back in debt. So you're not educated, educate yourself. I joke around about a $1,000 test. This is like a little test to see if you're starting to think about money differently. Back in the day, I laugh about it now, but we had $1,000. I don't know where it came from, but we had $1,000 in cash sitting in our house. And I remember telling my wife, let's keep this for, we didn't even know what an emergency fund was, back then. But we're like, okay, let's just keep this in case an emergency comes up, and we won't touch it. Guys, it was within 2 days we touched it, and I think within 7 to 10 days, the whole thing was gone. That is uneducated at its finest, okay, guys? That is looking at money as what can I spend that money on? You got to stop looking at money as like as soon as you look at it, what you're thinking in your head, what can I use that on? What can I spend that on? Can we go on vacation? Can we go do this, do that? Guys, I could sit $5,000 in cash in front of me right now, and I won't even think that, okay? My whole thought process about money is so different. I don't look at money like, what can I spend it on? And that's our problem, is we constantly got to spend our money on stuff. That's what we feel good spending. Well, I'm telling you now, you'll feel even better having your debts paid off and being able to look at $5,000 in cash and be like, you know what, whatever, it's there if I need it. If I don't need it, okay? You got to start thinking differently about your money. So put $1,000. This is not your emergency fund. So when you're you're well off on paying your debts, you're down to your mortgage is what it is. Okay, so you're down to your mortgage. Put $1,000 in cash in your house somewhere, not your emergency fund. If that $1,000 is untouched after 6 months, but put it where you know where it's at. Put it where you can see it every now and then if you want to. In a drawer, I don't know, wherever you put it, but know it's there. If you untouch that money after 6 months, I would say you're starting to think differently about money and about the way we spend money. And I'm not saying borrow 100, put 100 back. I'm saying untouched, okay? Like to me, I know what I used to be like back in the day. And that was, like I said, I couldn't even go through 7 to 10 days without touching that 1,000 and spending it all. Now I know that I look at that money and it's like whatever. So if you can do that with $1,000 in 6 months, I'd say you're definitely starting to educate yourself about money and you're starting to look at money differently. Guys, I'm always going to go back to my 4 videos that I started this YouTube channel off with. The red series, I call them. The red background videos are the newest one or newer ones that I updated, so they're a little bit easier to follow. The blue series are my original ones. I recommend watching both of them because the blue tells a little bit more about me and how I got started and what we all did to get to where we are right now. So bad if you're in debt. And now I'm going to get to why I think they are good. All right, guys. So why do I think it's good? I believe it's the future. Like I said in that gold versus Bitcoin video, it's the future. We're going to be all plastic in the future, all digital currency, paper money, coins, in my opinion, are going to be gone, guys. I mean, we're not going to have them. We already use 90 to 95% digital now with our bank cards and everything. So it's the future. It's coming quick. I think this being on lockdown and everything, and this coin shortage, and it's just gonna, it costs more money than what it's worth to make some of these coins. So why even make them? The future is digital currency, and that's why I believe learning how to manage your money and getting educated now is very important. Okay, because you're not going to have a choice in the future, in my opinion. We're going to be forced to use that card. And this is why I think it is so important to learn how to manage your money and get educated about using credit cards and having that on a card, all your money on a card. Fraud protection, big plus. I know with your bank, some banks, even though you have fraud protection on there, sometimes it could take up to weeks, months, just to get a claim back that, something happened. If you got your card got, your identity got stolen, your card got hacked. With my credit cards, guys, I call them up. Hey, I had a charge over in California for $100. Bam, right there, back on my card, good to go. I'm ready to go. So it's very secure in that fashion. Obviously, it's very convenient. I mean, it's the convenience. But at the same time, that's what, our bad spending gets us in debt because of the convenience. So really over here, I should have written, you should be treating this like your own money. When you have a credit card, if you do not have the money in the bank, you're not using it. Okay. So you treat this like your own credit card, like your own money in your bank. So follow your bank book. If your bank book says you have $100, then you have $100 on that credit card. You don't look at the balance of your credit card. You look at the balance of your bank book. So it's very important to know that. 0%. All these cards, they give 0% APR for anywhere between like 12 to 18 months. Guys, that's a safe haven if you don't pay your balance off from month to month. But people do. The guys that are really dedicated and really educated about credit cards, we pay our balances off month to month. So we don't even have to worry about an APR. But for some reason, if we did not pay for a month, for some reason something came up, we have that 0 APR to back us up, and we can make a minimum payment if we just had a bad month or something happened. You get cash back. You get cash back for signing up for cards. You get cash back for every single time you use the card. I talk about, ways to save money. So when I got my floors done in my house, I used the credit card, went and bought the gift cards, got my cash back on the credit card, and then I got the fuel perks and the food perks for buying the gift cards at the grocery store. Went to Home Depot, bought my flooring, bill came in, I paid it off. That's how that works, guys. Always looking at ways to get cash back. Use your card, get cash back. I got extra perks from using the gift cards. Just always thinking of ways to get extra money in your hands, but you got to pay that balance off. That's the biggest thing, is you got to be disciplined with your money. I know I'm repeating myself like crazy, but it's so important to look at money differently. That's why I say do that $1,000 test. Your credit score. Guys, when you do not have debts, okay, your only thing that is going to help your credit score, and this is another thing where I differ from Dave Ramsey, is that he believes that you should have a 0 credit score. Guys, if you're doing stuff in the future to help investments like rental properties and that, which I'm very passionate about doing that in the near future here, you need a credit score. Okay. I can't go buy a rental property with a 400 credit score. All right. I need my credit score to be nice and high. Well, when you're out of debt and you don't have a lot of debts, credit scores, come from credit cards. It's the only lifeline we have to keep our credit score high. Okay, so, we need that credit card to keep our credit score high. So it's a big factor in keeping your credit score nice and high whenever you don't have, debts where that's judging your credit. They just mentioned the other day the Federal Reserve's been in the works for 2 years now of coming up with a digital currency so they could pay you with stimulus money if we ever need it in the future, or they could pay you with your tax return instead of you getting a check or something direct deposit into your checking account. It'll just go right on this debit card or whatever, this card that's going to be digital currency. So guys, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an accountant. I'm nothing like that. Just someone that's very passionate about trying to help people do what we've done. And remember, guys, the Red series of videos, I know they're long, they're lengthy, but guys, now is more than ever the time to start getting yourselves out of debt. Okay, stop procrastinating. Do it. All right, stop saying I'm going to do this. This isn't like no New Year's resolution thing. Do it. Start writing a budget. Go follow those videos to the T. That's exactly what we did. I cannot stress enough how important it is to start getting out of debt. Okay? You have to do it because we are facing some major inflation in the near future here. All right? My opinion. Everything is going to be going up. Make your life more comfortable. Guys, that's it for now. I'll see you next time.